first heard this, I didn't know what to make of it. You know, it was like I was like, "Oh, what's in my hands?" And I kind of went like that. And then I was like, I was looking for it, and I brought it back in, and I gave it another shot. And then I was like, I still don't know what to make of it about the voice, this and that. And I put it to the side, but it was always there. And then I brought it back in, and before you know it, he's like, then I'm inviting it over. We're having tea. like, I've just, I'm forming this real bonding
Yeah,
relationship.
you having tea, so you like it impressed you so much you figured you'd do it the British way.
Yeah, see, I got
Having
my tea.
tea.
I'm having tea right now while talking about the song.
Yeah.
So you just form that real bond
So now
relationship
you're
with
you're
this
on a
song.
you're on a British kick now. You're
Yeah,
drinking tea. You got
right.
crumpets there?
I've asked my wife, do they sell crumpets here? Stop and Shop. Hey man, might as well go the whole 9 yards.
Hey, you're watching Into the Music. I'm here with Greg. My name is Chris. And Greg, what you got for me?
So I have a song that I discovered recently. It's called Suede. That's the name of the band,
Okay.
and the song is called My Insatiable One. It just no, I'm just gonna give it to you. Suede, My Insatiable One. It's such a bad habit. I just want to talk about the song
Oh,
before.
like you can't wait a few minutes, man.
All right, go check it out. Come on back and tell me what you think.
I will do that.
Hey man, so what do you think about that song?
You know, I like the song. I like the music a lot. Um, I noticed again, I'd have to listen to it more and analyze it and all, but I liked when they were when they were going into like it sounded like they were going into some diminished chords, that kind of like these descending diminished chords. I don't know if I'm right on that. Suspended chords, whatever. But I think that added a lot to it. And I do like the song. Okay, here we go now.
Ah, the vocals.
Could this be Morrissey's brother singing? Maybe. I'm not saying he sounded just like him, but I wasn't crazy about the voice, singer's voice.
Wow. Yeah. I found his voice so interesting.
Oh, it's interesting. I just wasn't it wasn't my cup of tea.
Mm,
Just the first listen. I could change that. I know I've been saying that a lot on a lot of songs these days,
yeah.
but that's what stands out to me because I listen to it and I think, yeah, of course, I listen to it and I think, well, what do I like about it? What detracts from it? And it's nothing. There's nothing wrong with the singing. There's nothing wrong as far as was it sung correctly or not. It's not
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
There's something else there that I wasn't crazy about.
So this band has been described as a sort of Brit pop type of band, or
Mhm.
especially when they first formed. This song was from 1992. I
I
think
don't
the
know what
band.
to, I don't know what qualifies something to be pop or sounding or not.
Well, when I looked up with Britpop, just a lighter version, like just a lighter sound of like the post punk that was happening
Oh,
at that
definitely
time,
compared to punk. Yeah, it
like
is definitely
alternative
lighter.
rock,
Yeah,
like
but what
new wave.
elements does it have? You say it's post punk. Are they implying that there's some punk elements in it when they say that?
Well,
Or
no, I'm
oh,
I'm only putting that name to this. I'm not saying that. I read something
oh,
where they
okay,
said, but
okay.
when you think, I mean, post punk, what do we call what, right? Because back in the 80s and 90s, and when this song came out in 1992, I think, right? Um,
92.
92, right? So that was at the tail end of like my sort of going to nightclubs and that kind of stuff, and the new wave that I really latched
So it's
onto in the 80s, and the new wave, and then they called it alternative rock
I
and
think they
blah
just
blah
run
blah.
out of categories at some point.
Right.
Like to me, post punk um, means got punk elements, but because of the period of time it was done in was after the main punk period, so they call it post punk because of
Yeah.
that.
There's elements, and there's elements of,
Yeah,
there's some maybe some sort of like choppy guitar work, in some songs, along with a
which I
bass
didn't
line
really
that sort
hear
of.
in this though.
Right. No, but I'm just giving examples of
Right.
post-punk where there's elements, and then there's like this guitar work where not so much when the singer, and his name is Brett Anderson, not so much when he's singing the verses. I mean, I love the guitar the whole way through, and I love the tone of the guitar. But when
Yeah, I
he
did
does
too.
that
I like the
chorus,
tone.
I guess you call it chorus when he's like, he's the one, he's my insatiable. I think those chord changes that you were talking about, I think it's happening
What are the
during that
words?
time.
I'm
I think
sorry. I'm
I
sorry.
I I think he's singing something like, oh, he is gone, he is my insatiable one. Oh, he's the one, or he's gone, he's my insatiable one. And then he ends it with which I love. So when you talk about the vocals, but we'll get to back to that. But the sound of the guitar playing during that time right there, and you were talking about the meaning of the chords, I think, like you were saying. I
Diminished.
Oh, I thought you said
Did you say
diminished chords.
diminutive?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're short.
So diminished chords. I think
I'm
that
thinking it's diminished chords. I'm not sure.
I think that that's happening around that time. So it's really interesting guitar playing. That is, and to me, an element of like some a punk sound that was going on in the 70s, whatever like that. So it's just there's just elements, whatever. But this band supposedly had a lighter sort of sound that critics picked up on and said, well, this is a Britpop sound. This is a Britpop band,
Mhm.
which I believe my understanding is that the band has tried to sort of move away from over the years. And I think the song actually is sort of an example, where I don't really look at this so much as a Britpop. There's some of it that's very catchy and very melodic, and then, like I said, those parts right there, um, where he just repeats again about Insatiable One. That's where the guitar just gets real dirty and gritty. I love it, So um, that to me is um, what actually brings me in and just hooks me to the song, and like I can't get away from it because I got to tell you, I see where you're coming from because when I first heard this, I didn't know what to make of it. You know, it was like I was like, oh, what's in my hands? And I kind of went like that. And then I was like, I was looking for it, and I brought it back in, and I gave it a shot. And then I was like, I still don't know what to make of it about the voice, this and that, and I put it to the side, but it was always there. And then I brought it back in, and before you know it, he's like, then I'm inviting it over. We're having tea. Like, I've just, I'm forming this real bonding
Yeah,
relationship.
you having tea, so you like it impressed you so much you figured you do it the British way.
Yeah, see, I got
Having
my tea.
tea.
I'm having tea right now while talking about the song.
Yeah.
So you just form that real bond
So now
relationship
you're
with
you're
this
on a
song.
you're on a British kick now. You're
Yeah,
drinking tea. You got
right.
crumpets there?
I've asked my wife, do they sell crumpets here? Stop and Shop. Hey, man, might as well go the whole 9 yards,
They
the,
have the
all the
British
way.
aisle.
Yeah,
Not the British aisle, like the British Isles, but I mean the aisle in the supermarket that has all. Never mind.
there's just something about this song that it just grew on me. This is one of those examples where a song grew on me, and
Well,
so
that's one of the pitfalls of doing reactions on one listen.
right. I was about to say to you that I knew the risk, but that's fine because that's what we do here. We take risks because there's when I put this on the list, I gave it thought because if it took me a while to grab me, I was like, I'm expecting Chris to kind of, but I was like, I was still interested to see, you know, is it one way you're going like this, but then like you're gonna bring it back in at some point? What? We should do like a follow up, on all these songs.
We
We
should
should do
do
like a revisit.
like
Yeah.
20th reaction, 20th time reaction.
That, right? Or just, see songs that we were sort of not sure about, and then like, then like a year later, we're just loving it. We're just listening to it. It's just part of our lives, who
Yeah,
knows?
revisiting,
Revisiting, yeah.
revisiting. Yes.
Um, what's really interesting, a couple things. So this was the B-side to Suede's debut single, The Drowners, which was on their debut album, Suede. The Drowners was on the debut album,
The
Suede.
what? The
The
Drowners?
Drowners, The Drowners, yeah. That song was in a single. That was on their debut album, but not this song. This was a B-side. This only showed up, I think, in later years when they did sort of a repackaging or they kind of added some stuff,
Uh-huh.
like, the Ziggy Stardust, 11 songs to 14, so they added this song and some others too.
Mhm.
Um, and um, the song is interesting too because Brett Anderson, who is the lead singer, and I think he's the lyricist too, he says the song is about the cycle of relationships, but it's about obsession and that kind of feeling you first get when you're with someone, when you're almost racked in pain, that falling to the floor, dropping to the floor, that almost religious feeling that you have when you first fall in love. And
That's more poetic sounding than his description is more poetic than the lyrics.
yeah, yeah. Well, there's some other when you do if you wanted to look into this, there's some jumping to conclusions by critics and some people out there too on some of the forums. Brett Anderson was actually quoted. He told the Mojo magazine in 2016, one of the things I was doing as a writer, which was where people decided to mistrust me, was inhabiting different personas. So when I sang about he, it was possibly me singing as a woman singing about me, which is what my Insatiable One is. For me, that's what created the frisson. That was exciting for me. So yeah, just real as I was doing the homework on this. It's a very interesting, just why he wrote the song and what the song's about and like that. So um, I think this band's name has been dropped in a couple of threads,
Mm-hmm.
and I think they have some really interesting stuff. Again, this was their first album,
Mm-hmm.
so I think they have some other really interesting songs. So I'm gonna be paying attention to the song threads. The song thread for this one.
So this band's still together?
Yeah, my understanding is
Okay.
that they're still together. Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe I think a couple of founding members. The guitarist on this song, his name was Bernard Butler, lead guitarist on the song. I think he left the band in 1994. So a couple different band members, but Brett Anderson, I think, is still the lead vocalist, the front man. So
Okay.
yeah, yeah, Suede fans out there, in the reaction thread, just let us know a couple other songs. Would definitely gladly add that. Um, I think I'll react to that, and then we'll see. All right, Chris, you want me to take us out?
Sure.
Cool, man. Chris, have a good rest of the day.
You
I see
too.
the light out there. That's cool, man. Go out and
It's pretty nice out, yeah.
yeah, it's nice up here. So if it is
Oh,
up
really?
here,
Okay.
yeah, up here in New York, down there Georgia, and then that said, everyone out there who enjoyed this reaction video, hit the like button and sub if you haven't. Also, cup of coffee. Chris and I love coffee. What does that mean? Below the hashtags, there's a line there. Click on that link. It'll tell you about it. And that said, we'll see everyone on the next episode of Into the Music.
See you.